Some actors may look good and have a respectable career, but not all of them are equally skilled performers, several critics claim. Number 1. YOONA. The first is an actress who was once an idol and has drawn a lot of criticism for her work. YOONA, better known as a member of Girls' Generation, has had a pretty successful career as an idol. She has also become quite popular in the acting world over the years. Judging by her filmography, her most recent role was in the drama King the Land. You'd think that she shows some incredibly impressive acting talent, but it seems that the general public feels the opposite, since YOONA is frequently criticized for her mediocre acting. When she first started out as an actress, she received a lot of negative feedback. People pointed out that her acting appeared stiff and unnatural. Fortunately, she made significant progress in that area as she gained more and more experience. Now, the main criticism she faces is that she lacks versatility in her on-screen emotions. She received a lot of flack for her part in the movie Exit because there wasn't much depth to her emotions. And similarly, in Happy New Year, her emotions only seemed to scratch the surface. However, with her roles in Big Mouth and King the Land, she has demonstrated her development and proven her talent. Number 2. Go Era. It's easy to assume that, being a model, Go Era has the visuals down, and she also doesn't appear to be having any issues. Speaking about her luck in the company, a netizen claimed she benefited from being under SM with her poor acting talents while securing fresh projects, despite the fact that her acting abilities remain low. I honestly don't see her ever making it, especially given how poorly her prior efforts, like her part in Hwang, were received. Her acting in the drama in particular felt really cringeworthy and was generally quite bland, not to mention that her character wasn't the most likable, so that didn't exactly help her cause, as many have pointed out. Many viewers agree that ARA has great visuals but criticize her strange facial expressions, which they feel are out of character and unfit for the roles she plays. Surprisingly, her audience also seems to be bothered by her voice, saying that it's very annoying to listen to. Whether she has improved over the years is debatable. Some people even compare ARA to a flower without scent because she doesn't bring much to the table. To be debated. Number 3. Jong Suk. Jong Suk is yet another actor who is well known for his appearance. He has appeared in a ton of well-known projects by this point, but it's unclear whether this was due to his acting abilities or simply because he has a pretty face. A large portion of the public believes that he gets away with his lackluster performances because of his visual appeal. Others are convinced that he mainly concentrates on providing just enough fan service to attract viewers, which means his acting is at best average as he is. Since he is aware of his safety net, viewers believe he places a little too much emphasis on his appearance, to the point where it detracts from the drama's authenticity. For example, when your character is in excruciating pain, continuing to look smug doesn't really convey how you would feel if you were actually experiencing that pain. His audience has noted that Jong Suk frequently plays extremely similar characters, which obviously doesn't encourage your progress as an actor. He is also frequently accused of not challenging himself enough. Number 4. Hwang Jung Eum. Hwang Jung Eum is generally agreed upon by fans of Korean dramas to be a chore to watch on screen, despite the fact that she isn't as well known these days as some of the other actors on this list. Her performance in Kill Me Heal Me in particular has left an audience permanently scarred by her poor acting. People frequently criticize the way she delivers her lines, noting that her voice is excessively high-pitched and frequently seems like she is shouting. With Hwang Jung Eum, it's really just a hit or miss. She has a propensity to adopt an over-the-top, almost caricature style, which is not everyone's cup of tea, even though others think it fits her parts. Others think her obvious and unpleasant expression of emotion on screen is just too much. Hwang Jung Eum doesn't have the finest technique either, as viewers can see that she seems quite stiff in any emotional situation, so that's definitely something she has to improve on. Number 5. Eun Woo. Another idol that receives criticism for doing mediocre performances is Eun Woo. In the industry, strong aesthetics will get you very far, but ultimately, consumers will want to see more from you. Even while not all idols make poor actors, they often get prominent roles because of their already existing fame. This is something that avid K-drama viewers frequently point out. Directors probably believe that many of his admirers will watch any of his dramas because of the large fan following he has amassed over the years. Some have suggested that, in order for idols to become more used to the industry, it could be best for them to begin with supporting roles before moving on to playing major roles. In Eun Woo's case, netizens often assert that he is just an emotionless, attractive actor, which isn't good. They also tend to criticize his acting in My ID is Gangnam Beauty, saying that all he did was stand motionless throughout the entire series. His acting there was also considered to be rather stiff, and that hasn't been the only time that this has been said about his acting abilities. Number 6. Bae Suzy. There is no disproving that Bae Suzy has received harsh criticism for her performance over the years, and there seems to be a trend since she was once an idol and appeared in a number of high-profile dramas, including While You Were Sleeping and Vagabond. Even if she doesn't do a bad job, there There are scenes in her dramas where her acting will absolutely blow you away, but there are also times when you start to wonder if the same actress is playing the role, especially since some of her earlier performances, like her part and Dream High, are considered to be terrible and cringeworthy. Viewers have noted that she needs to work on being more predictable. Suzy's acting has also received mixed reviews when it comes to having good chemistry with her male co-stars, despite the fact that the visual aspect is unquestionably always present. She just never seems to be able to spark good chemistry with men, even though it's probably normal to be a little stiff in your rookie days. In Suzy's case, it was so obvious it became bothersome for many. The public criticizes her on-screen relationships by claiming that they appear to be quite fake, that you can tell it's acting, and that it doesn't feel real. Number 7. Park Shin Hye. The next actress to be featured is Park Shin Hye, who has probably received the most criticism for her performances of anyone on this list. Her name is mentioned at least once whenever bad acting is mentioned, and viewers can't stand her romantic scenes and complain that her acting is appalling, even suggesting that she should avoid acting in rom-coms altogether. Another person pointed out that she appears to be in pain when kissing on camera, which detracts from the viewing experience. Another major issue is the roles she chooses, which appear to be generic and don't add much to the story. We rarely get to see another side of Shin in these roles, which makes many viewers lose interest in seeing her on screen, in addition to the fact that her facial expressions are frequently criticized. Since she has been criticized for having the same bland attitude in most of her roles, fans have suggested that it might be better for her to play different characters. She tried doing so in Sisyphus the Myth, but it didn't work out too well. Although she made significant progress in her action scenes, she still needs to work on her facial expressions. As long as her previous roles haunt her, it appears that Shin Hye will never leave a good role behind. Number 8. Lee Min-ho. The last person on the list is Lee Min-ho, who you probably wouldn't expect to be mentioned. There is no denying that he has an enormous fan base, and that many people really enjoy his dramas. But many viewers acknowledge that given how well-known Min-ho is in the industry, his acting is actually quite mediocre in some of his older works. It's fair to say that such performances don't really live up to the expectations. In fact, some people argue that he's a prime illustration of how the entertainment industry values good looks and fame above skill. Despite the fact that his cringe-worthy acting from Boys Over Flowers is still spoken about a lot, it was a long time ago. The same could be said for his appearance in The Legend of the Blue Sea, which many viewers felt to be quite unimpressive. Because it seems like he continually portrays the same role, Min-ho receives plenty of criticism for his monotonous acting techniques. People expected him to pick up his game, since he has more than a decade of experience, but they have often been left unimpressed. Even the Korean media acknowledges that his acting is very monotonous, but because he does a great job of attracting an audience, he has no trouble landing new projects in recent years. In particular, his role in Pachinko encouraged viewers that perhaps he's not all that bad after all. Who do you consider to be a truly awful actor? Please let us know in the comments section, and thank you for watching.